Thank you very much. Look, without mincing words, let us be very honest. Nigeria is in dire straits. Nigerians are in a battle for survival. And if nothing else tells you the clear picture of what Nigerians are going through, few days ago, the presidential spokesperson, aide, Mr. Bayo Ononuga, put out a statement that the president is on his way to France for a 2-week working visit. And while in France, what the president is trying to do is to get an appraisal of his government and to retreat and reflect on his own reforms. Meaning, after spending money in 2024-2025 budget to renovate the presidential villa, the vice president's home, the president's house in Dodan Barracks in Lagos, and the vice president's home in Dodan Barracks, buying private jets, and in a country of 774 local governments, the commander-in-chief does not have a proper location in Nigeria to reflect. But the president jets out to reflect about his policies from a foreign country. The president wants to reflect about his policies and has yet to make a statement on the 30-day rant challenge of Nigerian youths calling for help, where the cost of living is killing the living. Tomorrow it is Uromi killing. Next tomorrow it is Benue, it is Ondo, it is Plateau. What exactly is going on in Nigeria is an outright lack of accountability. And that is why for this 30 days ranting challenge, it will not just end with ranting, it must be backed up with action. Nigerian youths need a system, an electoral system that can guarantee free, fair, credible, and peaceful elections so that you can be able to elect proper leaders. And that is what my own call to the president is. Thank God his aide said he is a Democrat. The hallmark of every democracy are free and fair elections. The president has to commit to that process in 2027, where people will not be beaten out of polling units like it happened in Lagos in 2023, so that Nigerian youths can begin to live and not just exist or struggle to survive. What exactly is there as an incentive to be Nigerian today? The institutions are almost stacked against you. Law enforcement is almost against you. The judicial system is not where you can go. The market is not what you can even afford. There is just sheer hopelessness across board. And that is what you are seeing us do in these 30 days. And if anybody as a leader is listening, then they should be taking practical steps to resolving these issues, most importantly, guaranteeing a free, fair, and peaceful process in 2027. One of the most difficult jobs in Nigeria or in the world today is speaking for or trying to defend the APC federal government. It is a very, very difficult thing to do because you know why? There is nothing there to defend. So you remember that the APC campaigned for 16 years of PDP misrule. In fact, this president was part of a protest called Occupy Nigeria when the then President Jonathan was trying to remove fuel subsidy, which he eventually have removed today, and yet the devil is in the detail in terms of implementation of sanitizing the oil sector and NNPC. So, and then by 2027, President Tinubu's administration will be 12 years, or would APC will be 12 years put together. Imagine living in a government of renewed hope and experiencing the kind of unfortunate hopelessness that Nigeria is experiencing. So it is difficult for you to explain what the federal government, the APC-led government is doing, but I can give you some. A government that knows that more than 100 million persons were living in multi-dimensional poverty by the end of Buhari's administration came into power, and the first priorities were deciding to renovate a vice presidential home for 20-something billion, purchase of new private presidential jets, a presidential yacht, renovating the villa, money for purchase of SUVs for the office of the First Lady, which is not even a legally recognized, constitutionally recognized office. So when you see the frivolities and wastages in government, and then that same government in turn begins to ask the people to make sacrifices. So it is we who will think of what to do for our country, while the leaders continue to live in luxury and affluence using taxpayer money. Look at the National Assembly. Immediately they came, they shared monies for themselves and purchased bulletproof SUVs, one for more than 160 million. Yet the minimum wage of that country is 70,000 naira. And that is a country where leaders are still demanding sacrifice from the people. So at what point does this sacrifice end? At what point does President Tinubu, his cabinet, the senators, and his government begin to make sacrifices? The president is a former governor. He's on life pension from Lagos State. The vice president is a former governor. The Senate president is a former governor. So with all the resources that are shared, 60% of Nigeria's corruption is administrative. Inflation of government contracts, budget padding. Who is sanitizing and fighting that corruption? But you cannot say anything because the government does not even feel beholden to the people. And that is why no matter how much Nigerians continue to cry, it falls on deaf ear. Why? Because they know that the electoral system can still be manipulated to rig people back into power, using also the Nigerian judiciary. So if I have the ears of any Nigerian politician right now, I will want them to know that power is transient. You cannot be in power forever. If you don't leave power, power will leave you. Nigerians are not demanding for too much. We only need a country to live. As a Nigerian youth, demanding for a better country, I'm not a criminal. There are known criminals that are not being attended to. But once you voice out against the government, they come after you. So Nigerians must decide whether we want to live as slaves in this country or we want to live as freeborns. And that is why I'm telling you that this 30-day challenge must not end with just the 30-day rant. There must be maximum civil pressure on the authorities. Number one, we must reform our electoral process. That is the backbone of corrupt politicians. They know that they can meander their way into the public office without consequences and accountability. So if I'm talking to Nigerian politicians, I'm telling them, your time is up. You either do the right thing for this country, or a generation of young Nigerian leaders will wake up and will succeed where you people have failed woefully and continue to fail us. Because Nigerians are hungry, Nigerians are dying, the tension is palpable and the frustration, and the leaders are completely detached from the reality. It is unfortunate, but we as Nigerians must find the wisdom and the courage to fix these institutions, or else we continue to remain victims of these institutions.
Protest is what they use against former President Ebele Goodluck Jonathan. I remember vividly in Lagos, Nigeria, where a group of people that were not informed, people that were used to cause pain in Nigerians, deceive as many they could deceive, prompt to that 2015 election, where they saw all manner of things against President Goodluck Jonathan, and they are today, they are empowered, the same set of people. Today now they say Nigeria suddenly don't have any right to protest. That is the country where we find ourselves. Notwithstanding, the leaders of this protest, it's not hidden. It's not like NSAS whereby you say, oh, we did not know the sponsor of this protest. We did not know the... Good day, my viewers. If today is your first time of coming across our video, please kindly subscribe to this channel, on your notifications to see what we are doing on this channel. Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt started protests to end cyber crime. Over there in Port Harcourt, they added that Fubara must be returned back, and that is the protest that have started officially today in Nigeria. As you can see some of the pictures displayed in the front of this video, where Nigeria police were directly using tear gas to chase people out of the protest. I don't know when it is now a crime to protest under APC government. The most shocking part of this is that what brought this APC into government was protests. Organizer of this protest of ending to cybercrime that this President Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime have turned themselves to dictatorship. We are no more in democracy. Is Omowore Sowore without fear of anybody. Omowore Sowore is not afraid of anybody, and he has come out to say that is the one that he knows in due time that Nigerians, they will come out massively to end these criminalities we call our leader. Of course, it is not more obvious that even the blind knows when rain is falling, that the thing is getting more hard for Nigerians. Let's go to what is happening in Rivers State. As we speak right now, civil organizations, many lawyers, many people are telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this is no longer democracy. This is a dictatorship situation whereby you single-handedly appointed a sole administrator to take over Rivers State government and is trying to make a law for people, and we are saying no, this is no longer acceptable. And that's why you could see the people of Rivers State today, few of them came out in their numbers to come and voice out this frustration Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing to them. What did Nigeria police? Nigeria police were using tear gas to tear gas people today for broad daylight. what is happening to our democracy. That is why it keep paining me to my bone marrow when some group of people will come, oh, Bola Ahmed Tinubu fought for democracy. Bola Ahmed Tinubu ran to exile. He did not fight for democracy, because a man who fought for democracy will not murder democracy in a daylight like this. Then if you're watching this video, I don't care whether you're a supporter of this APC with what they are doing. How do you justify, how do you want me to explain it to my children that there was a time in Nigeria that a man stood and removed an elected governor, remove the House of Assembly member and the deputy, and bring a sole administrative? We, my children, will not ask me, where is the constitution? Where is the law that will permit me? Permit me to say, you that will come out and criticize me, what will I tell to my children? That is the situation on ground in Nigeria. I keep saying it, that one of the problems that we are finding today is our politicians, they keep destroying our institution to favor them. Under President Buhari and his cohorts, they destroyed Nigeria institution, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu have just started from where Buhari ended. Right now, as we longer see, we don't longer have any value in international anymore, because our leaders have break the laws. No more institution that is working in Nigeria now. If you think I'm lying, name me one institution that is working. No institution. How did they succeeded in destroying our institution? They weaponized this nation with poverty to an extent that they now control the security with money. They control the judiciary with money. If we're to be when Nigeria was Nigeria, tell me the reasonable policeman who know his duty, who is well trained, will carry tear gas and be tear gassing the citizen. Citizens that are not with weapon, citizens that are not with any harm, just protesting on their own. The duty of policeman is to safeguard the citizens who are protesting. But gone are those days. Under this APC government, what they do is to use tear gas to be chasing the protesters. No wonder you see the same Rivers State. As you can see, Rivers State lawmakers that were suspended, they went to London. They all went for London in holiday. They were cajoking Nigerians. That's why when I say, oh, it is Yahoo boys that is molesting this country, the answer is no. Who frustrated people to be doing Yahoo? Are these politicians who have acquired our treasury, who has taken what belongs to people and they now take it to be their own. They push so many people who have no alternative to look into criminality by engaging into fraud. It is the same politician that push people into it. Because everybody is gradually find a way to sustain, to feed his or her family. That is the country we find ourselves. And that's why you see the level of criminality, the level of evil that is happening in Nigeria today. We have never witnessed it before. As I speak to you, this House of Assembly members that were suspended, they went to London on holiday. They were happy. And they are jokingly say they have given their life to Christ. They know it is a game plan. That's why we are saying that everything that happened in this River State was orchestrated by Nancy Wike and his boys. We see a few weeks where Bola Ahmed Tinubu came from, that he got to a point where he threatened Wike that Wike must do everything to favor his government. We could see it. It's in the public domain. That's to tell you everything Wike is doing it in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 election. And that's why Bola Ahmed Tinubu has also went on his own way to make sure he suspend Fubara, to make sure he suspend the deputy. The House of Assembly member, of course, is an agreement. They know what they are doing. They want to clear the thing so that after 6 months, if they will allow Fubara to come back, that one which I don't know. But the truth of the matter is that I keep saying it, Ijaw people keep proving themselves that they don't have the strength, they don't have the capacity, because the same thing, the suffering we are suffering today, were caused by Jonathan. Jonathan was too weak in 2015 that allowed these people, set of criminalities, who call themselves leaders, who are in affair, the power today to destroy this country. Today, look at where we find ourselves. That's why I'm proud of Senator Natasha Akpoti. If a woman can shake the Senate president, can shake the senators, can shake the government of Kogi State by putting the way to belong, how come you that is a commander of a state, you could not, and you allow them to push you to the wall? The same fight you're supposed to fight then, you did not fight it. Despite you refuse to fight, you are, oh, peace. All I need is peace. I don't need violence. Where is the peace in Rivers State today? Have they not pushed you aside? These are the words of Jonathan in 2015. Oh, my ambition is does not want any blood of innocent Nigeria. Today, the blood of Nigerians are flowing in poverty, in lack. What Jonathan supposed to do in 2015, that Nigeria will be in a safer hand today, he refused to do it because he was so afraid. It's not meant to be a politician. That's why we are saying in 2027, if you are not a politician, don't come out to come and contest. Don't behave the way Peter Obi did in 2023 election. We don't want a pastor. Nigeria politics is not made for pastor. It's not made for a man. If you are not ready to fight, stay aside. Am I saying violence is the answer? No. But the Bible says right from the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffer violence. Men of violence take it by force. If you are not ready to take it violent, if you are not ready to grab what you have and run with it, the same way these people who are in power today did, stay aside, please. Don't waste people's time. Because these are what Nigeria saw ahead that make a lot of Nigeria to trip out in 2023 election and voted against these people. That after what we saw under the government of Buhari, we will not allow it to continue. But they look into her because the person we killed under was just too weak in nature. He could not protect what is given to him. As I speak to you, whether you disagree with me or not, but the truth has to be said, and I'm entitled to my opinion. If Obi will have stand and fought for Nigeria then, maybe what we are facing today, we wouldn't have faced it. Whereby we now run dictatorship government. Once you are not in their side, there is nothing. Now, if you think maybe I'm saying rubbish about the case of this River State, let's also move on to what happened in KANU State. As I speak to you today, in KANU now, there are leadership tussle in KANU, whereby the Sanusi belongs to the KANU state governor as an emir. Now, Bayero, in the other side, belongs to the federal government, which is the Bola Ahmed TINUBU. You could see the scenario, what is playing on in KANU. These people are doing all their possible best to divide and rule is what they are doing. They have their way in River State. They are also having a way in KANU. Now, we saw yesterday where police sent invitation to this emir of KANU, the one in the side of KANU state government, that he need to come and answer some questions. Lamido. Now, the question now is that what is the offense of Emir Lamido? Bayero is there, but Bayero belongs to the federal, the power that be. He say when power jam power, the lesser power jam. Federal government has the ultimate say over the states. Look at the crisis these people are just causing everywhere. And the most bottom part of it, that there is hunger in the land. People, they cry now because of hunger. People can no longer feed their children. People can no longer send their children to school. And these are a group of people who say they brought renew hope to Nigeria. But as I speak to you, renew shaggy in Nigeria. 1,005. Before you can make 1,005 in Nigeria, you will see sweat. 1,000 naira now is not up to for you to eat boli in the streets. How much is boli? Go and ask how much is boli. When you buy boli and buy granite, I can tell you that you will spend more than 1,005. Now, how is it easy for you to make 1,005? Are these people considering what Nigerians are passing through? The answer is no. They do whatever they like. They do whatever they like. And nobody's talking. If this is your first day of joining us, please subscribe to this channel. Until we come your way again to talk the issue that concerns you and me. We have to start speaking. Speak. If you speak, you will pay. If you don't speak, you will pay. Better stand up. Use your platform. Use your voice to speak. The same way our fathers, our mother, they refuse to speak. Look at where we find ourselves today. The country is now made for politicians. The only people who are enjoying this government are the politicians, the friends of politicians. Once you don't have anybody in government, you don't have anybody that is there, you are on your own at the mercy of God. And that's why you can see now somebody like Romeo Mokri, Femi Kayode, the rest of them now, they are in the list for commissioners. These are the people who have no integrities. But these are the people now that are going for ambassadors. Now, where are the professors who ring the elections for this evil we are facing today? Ask yourself that question. You will be used to destroy the institutions. But remember, a day will come. Nigeria will remember you. You might not be alive or you'll be alive. But your children, you will be asked, why did your father allow these evil people to use them? Just like the way we remember the judge who delivered judgment in the case of Imo State that told Nigeria that number 4 person is number 1. Today in the history of Nigeria, we cannot forget. We will keep telling our children. Till today, we don't know how the judge arrived that the 4th person is good to be number 1. And that's why many Nigerians, they have given up in our judiciary that the highest bidder win it all in our judiciary. It was not like this during the time of our heroes who stood for this country, who fought for this country. But all we are seeing in Nigeria today is the highest bidder is what will get his victory in the court. Thank you for watching.